2 minutes, overtime.
Okay. Didn't know if he
2 minutes
signaled
overtime.
takedown. He just signaled overtime for 2 minutes. And here we go in sudden death overtime. Our second sudden death match. Again, you don't have to go the full 2 minutes. Whoever scores first.
Picklo made a nice change.
And there it is. He's got it.
For the takedown.
Brian Picklo's your winner. And you know what? This place has just gone nuts. Of course, it's home, but I don't think there's a soul here who doesn't know the story of this young man, Brian Picklo. And now that the issue's decided,
a lot of green and white, and a lot of other colors up there applauding.
Tom Minkle, the assistant coaches, and it's Rocky with wrestling right here. The success story is culminating.
My name is Brian Picklo, and the story that they're talking about is the Cinderella story of my career. I went to Michigan State University as a walk-on for their wrestling team. In high school, I never qualified for a state meet, didn't place at a state meet, but really loved wrestling. I decided to walk on and little by little climb my way up the ladder to become the starting 190-pounder for Michigan State. And throughout the course of my first year in the lineup, I was able to not only go to the Big Tens, but I made it to the finals. And in the finals, I beat a very seasoned Iowa wrestler. Fast forward 12 years, I had found Judo when I was about 27 years old and decided to start playing Judo just as a means to stay in shape and to stay active. But again, I fell in love with the sport and became very competitive. And while training, I became so competitive that I was making my way towards becoming an Olympian. In 2008, I was able to make the Olympic trials. I was the number 8 seed going into the Olympic trials, which is the lowest seed. They only take the top 8. After securing the 8th seed, I had 3 months basically to prepare for the Olympic trials. And I took a huge amount of effort, huge amount of training and dedication to completely devote myself fully to becoming the Olympian in the sport of Judo. I trained 3 times a day, 5 days a week for those 3 months. I moved away from my family. I moved to Florida to be with my coach and solely devoted myself to training in order to make the Olympic team. At that time, I was 34 years of age, which is pretty old for an Olympic caliber athlete in a combat type of sport. So with that kind of against me, I relied heavily upon NutriBuild. It was a definite asset in my training. It was an asset in my recovery. And truly, without being on NutriBuild, I don't think I could have been able to sustain the amount of training and sustain the intense workouts that I did while I was training for the Olympic trials. I continued on NutriBuild through the Olympic trials, and was eventually able to make it to the finals of the Olympic trials. And I do devote part of that to having NutriBuild be a part of my training regimen.